Nashville gathers to grieve after the Covenant School shooting. A tornado wreaks havoc in Mississippi and Alabama, and a pair of siblings evade police detection.
All that and more today on APSU TV News. Welcome back to APSU TV News. I'm Alan Barty.
And I'm Ashley Hughes. Fort Campbell's 101st Airborne Division is mourning the loss of 9 soldiers who died in a helicopter crash in Kentucky. Public affairs officials say the troops were flying their HH-60 Black Hawk helicopters over Trigg County Wednesday night for a routine training mission. Trigg County emergency crews say they were called out to the Lancaster Road area just before 10 o'clock for the crash. Fort Campbell officials say 5 soldiers were in one copter and 4 were in the other. None survived. Post leadership are concentrating on supporting the families and investigating the cause of the crash. Friends describe Catherine Kuntz as smart, loving, and a rare female leader in the male-led religious culture. Nashville and the country are mourning the loss of the 3 students and 3 adults who were fatally shot Monday at Nashville's Covenant Elementary School. Those who knew and loved them are remembering them by shining lights in the community. Mike Valero reports.
A candlelight vigil was held in Nashville for the 3 children and 3 adults who were gunned down on Monday.
Our hearts are heavy as we join all of Nashville in mourning the deaths of Evelyn Dykes, Holly Scruggs, William Kinney, Cynthia Peay, Mike Hill, and Catherine Kuntz.
First Lady Dr. Jill Biden attended the ceremony, and earlier, the longtime educator laid flowers at the Christian private school where the adults and children were killed, as family and friends are remembering those they lost.
But I'll tell you, I know as sure as I'm sitting here that Catherine went down protecting those kids.
Her friend, Catherine Kuntz, was head of Covenant Elementary School, remembered alongside Mike Hill, the school's beloved custodian, Big Mike to all the kids, and 3 9-year-old students. Evelyn Dickhouse, her family shattered, her pastor honoring her on Wednesday.
She's amazing, shining light.
Howie Scruggs, her father, the pastor of the church that runs the school, and their classmate, William Kinney. Substitute teacher Cynthia Peay, who was filling in at Covenant on Monday. She and Catherine Kuntz were both good friends of the wife of Tennessee's governor, Bill Lee.
Cindy and Maria and Catherine Kuntz were all teachers at the same school and have been family friends for decades.
Authorities are searching for an individual believed to be involved in a reported theft of property from a local home improvement store, Clarksville Now reports. Clarksville police said in a news release that an individual loaded several spools of wire into a tote on March 17th at Lowe's and left without paying for the items. CPD said loss prevention officers reviewed the video's security cameras and gave the images to the Clarksville Police Department. Officers said the suspect also grabbed a large bag of grass seed as he was exiting the facility. The value of the items taken were said to be $1,611. We are learning more about the devastation from a powerful tornado that swept through Mississippi and Alabama on Saturday, killing more than 24 people. Police said the Associated Press that 2 of the victims were a couple in Rolling Fork, Mississippi, died from a strong winds lifted a semi-truck and dropped into their home. The tornado also threw a grandmother, Erica Maury, into her yard, killing her. The tornado flattened homes into piles of rubble, flipped cars and their sides, and toppled the town's water tower. The damage at Rolling Fork was so widespread that several storm chasers who follow severe weather and often put up live streams showing dramatic funnel clouds pleaded for search and rescue help. Others abandoned the chase to drive injured people into the hospital. 1 person was killed in Alabama.
Police are searching for 2 siblings wanted for a shooting in Summit Heights. Clarksville Now says Khalil and Khadija Tiddington have warrants for aggravated assault and vehicle burglary. Khadija Tiddington may be with Keith Brugante, who also has warrants out for his arrest. 3 others have been arrested in this case. If you have information, give police a call.
There has been new information on a deadly motorcycle crash on Fort Campbell Boulevard. Police have identified motorcyclist as 19-year-old Kumon Howard. Clarksville police said the wreck happened just before 9 in the evening on March 23rd. Officers say a vehicle and the motorcyclist collided. Police said Howard had flown by life flight helicopter to Vanderbilt University Medical Center, where he later died. Police say on Monday they are still gathering clues in this ongoing investigation. 4 young girls and 2 women died after they were thrown from the car they were riding in during a crash on Interstate 24 in Robertson County earlier Sunday. Smoky Barn News said the Tennessee Highway Patrol has not yet released the names of the young girls who are ranged in age from 1 to 12 years old. The 2 women in the car who died, Tanya Rodriguez and Rena Reyes, were not wearing seatbelts, and neither were the children. Sierra Reyes and Antonio Gallardo survived. Sierra was not wearing a seatbelt, but Antonio was. Both were injured. State troopers say the vehicle they were all in collided with a BMW driven by Martin Flint of Alabama on the westbound side of the interstate. It's not clear what led up to the crash.
Clarksville Montgomery County schools are making waves nationally with the Grow Your Own program. The 2019 program was part of a solution to help put more teachers in schools. CBS Mornings did a segment covering the program's success last year. There is now a constant interest in GYO nationwide. Clarksville Now says CMCSS Educator Pipeline Facilitator Tracy Kuhn answered questions from Chattanooga and Texas last week to help their districts implement this program. Stick with us after this commercial break to learn what's happening in the political corner.
The black truck? Hey, Christina from accounting.
Yeah, hi.
Hey, I used to date a girl named Christina.
Oh, really?
Yeah, and then she dumped me for my best friend. You want to see some photos of them that I took?
I don't.
I thought we talked about this, buddy.
Buzzed and overshared again?
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm gonna call a car.
That's a smart idea.
So yeah, I know, that's why I did it.
Hey, you're gonna get back to the top of the mountain.
Does that mean I'm gonna get back with Christina?
No.
Oh.
No.
My Shiro doesn't always wear a cape, but she always has time for a hug, a smile, for going the extra mile. My Shiro stretches every dollar, puts in long hours, puts others first. But now it's your time, Mom. When you're ready to retire, we want you to be able to enjoy it. It's time to start saving now. A free 3-minute online chat can give you the personalized tips you need to start boosting your retirement savings today. Visit aceyourretirement.org/Shiro.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff, like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the-right-seat.
You want change. You want a community that supports you. You want the knowledge it takes to make a difference in this world. It's time to be more. It's time to be better. It's time to grow. The world you want to see starts with you. The life you want begins at Austin Peay State University. Learn more at apsu.edu.
Welcome back to Political Corner. I'm Kinsley Andrews. State senators are pushing a bill that will require more student resource officers in Tennessee schools. The movement comes in the wake of the horrific school shooting at Covenant School in Nashville, which claimed 3 9-year-olds and 3 adults. The Covenant School did not have an SRO, just like many other public and private schools. Nashville's WKRN reports that the state senator Sean Reeves from Murfreesboro had been previously working on a bill that would require an SRO in every public school in Tennessee. Currently, on average, SROs cost around $30,000. Senator Reeves also added that school districts who are already struggling can't afford to match the grants provided for SROs. Reeves Reeves' current bill would set aside $55 million for more than 1,800 public schools in Tennessee. Reeves is currently looking at bills to support SROs in private schools, as well as the overall safety measures for all children, public or private. Tennessee Representative Tim Burchett is facing criticism for minimizing the role in government's role in preventing school shootings. When Burchett was asked why other countries do not experience the amount of school shootings that the United States does, Burchett replied, quote, "Other countries don't have our freedom either," end quote. Burchett later pointed to the need for a revival of Christianity in our country and to call on our Christian ministers and people of faith for guidance throughout hard times. When asked what measures his own family should take, the Knoxville lawmaker mentioned that his family chose to homeschool their daughter. As of now, Burchett remains firm that school shootings are a mental health problem, not a gun problem. A bill currently moving through the Tennessee General Assembly is set to shape the future of unions in Tennessee. Speaker Cameron Sexton is sponsoring House Bill 1342. The plan would create strict guidelines on how workers may organize in Tennessee. News Channel 5 reports that during an exchange with reporters, Sexton clarified he is not discouraging the organization of unions, but rather to prevent intimidation tactics that may arise in public union votes. Businesses who fail to comply with Bill 1342 may risk losing out on major economic incentives. Critics of the bill argue that the bill may come with unintended consequences as it could alarm businesses who want to come to Tennessee. Governor Bill Lee's office has attempted to ease criticism of the potential law by doubling down on his commitment to a strong business climate, as well as supporting Tennesseans who choosing their work environment. A bill that would allow student security officers to detain special needs students with mechanical restraints in emergency situations is not moving forward. House Bill 0127 was sponsored by Hamilton County Republican Greg Martin. Martin told National's News 2 in January that the bill was originally created to protect SSOs, as well as other members of law enforcement as they work to manage behavioral problems. Unlike school resource officers, school security officers are not sworn law enforcement officers and lack the amount of training required of SROs. SSORs are usually hired by the school themselves, while SROs work in conjunction with law enforcement. As of right now, only SROs are allowed to restrain special needs students in handcuffs. While the bill failed in the House Education Administration Committee, the Senate's version may be revisited in the 2024 legislative session, although it is unlikely. We'll be right back with weather after these messages.
Yo, camping buddy. Okay, you guys ready?
Dude, I thought you were driving.
I thought you were driving.
Oh, I never said I was driving.
I definitely can't drive.
Okay.
If you're high, just don't drive. It's illegal everywhere. If you feel different, you drive different.
After you joined our family, it was like, I really do feel complete now.
You're not gonna get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff.
Mama?
Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
Welcome back to APSU TV. I'm Mackenzie Wallace with your weather for the week. Our current national temperatures: Seattle 46, Los Angeles 60, Denver 48, Dallas 82, Chicago 61, Atlanta 72, and New York 51. Today's highs across Tennessee: Memphis 78 degrees, Clarksville 77, Nashville 76, Chattanooga 76, and Knoxville 70. And our lows: Memphis 55, Clarksville 57, Nashville 63, Chattanooga 62, and Knoxville 61. It's been a gloomy day across our campus with a current temperature of 68 degrees and south winds at 14 miles per hour. And tonight we're looking at some thunderstorms with at 68 degrees and south-southwest winds at 19 miles per hour with an 80% chance of precipitation. And looking ahead at our 5-day forecast. On Friday, we have thunderstorms with a high of 77, low of 57. Saturday, sunny skies, high 63, low of 35. Sunday, mostly sunny, high of 68, low of 50. Monday, mostly cloudy, high of 74, low of 63. And Tuesday, we're back with the scattered storms, high of 81, low of 67. That's all we have with the weather for the week. We'll be right back with the sports.
Wherever you see a flower, a bird, a beautiful tree, know that my love is with you as you bring our colorful stories to the world.
Make the forest part of your story at a park near you. Find one at discovertheforest.org.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out? Listen.
When you look at the number of disasters in the U.S., chances are every area will deal with some kind of emergency in the next decade. And between school, sports, and social lives, chances are you won't be with your kids when it happens. Will they know what to do? Ready.gov/kids has the educational tools and information to make the conversation easy. When the time comes, chances are they'll feel prepared, not scared. So talk with your family today.
There's so many rewards in life. You coming into our home was one of the greatest rewards we could have ever had.
Good afternoon. Welcome inside the Sports Zone. Jamar Perkins here, and a lot of sports in Stashville are going on. But first up, our baseball team has been having an up and down season lately, going 3-3 in their past 6 games. This past weekend, the Liberty Flames took down the Governors in a tough series, with the Friday game being won by Liberty 12-1. The Saturday game was won in a wild fashion, 18-15 by the Govs, and then the decider game on Sunday was ultimately won in 10 innings by Liberty 6-5 after a walk-off base hit RBI by Nathan Keeter. Just this past Wednesday, the Battle of the Border matchup was in Clarksville as the Govs took on the Murray State Racers and suffered a tough loss where the Govs were up 4-0 after 4 innings, but allowed the Racers to score 8 runs in the 9th inning, leading to a final score of 12-6. Austin Peay's baseball team this past week made national headlines after some controversial ejections involving 2 players and head coach Roland Fanning, but it wasn't the ejections that caused major attention. However, it was this picture that found itself all over social media. In the pic, you can see Coach Fanning chugging a 2-liter Diet Mountain Dew and talking with the umpire. And it was also another picture funny. The Austin Peay volleyball team, they showed up at the Murray State game and they decided to sport their own Mountain Dews this past Wednesday. I think the funniest thing about this whole situation, though, is that Austin Peay Athletics is sponsored by Coca-Cola and they're going viral for using Pepsi products. So we might start seeing mellow yellows from Coach Fanning. But speaking of the volleyball team, the Austin Peay Beach volleyball squad will be in action this weekend as they play Jacksonville State this morning and will play UAB at 2 today, and then Louisiana Monroe and Mercer tomorrow. Believe it or not, some spring sports are already approaching the end of their regular season home schedules, as the men's and women's tennis team, they played this weekend, and there was some tweaks to the schedule due to the rain today. So they played in Bowling Green. The women beat Stetson 4-3 this morning at an indoor facility in Bowling Green, and the men are actually playing right now against FGCU. But as far as their next games, FGCU will be playing Austin Peay at home Saturday for the men for senior day, and then on Sunday, Austin Peay will play against Stetson. But I know college basketball is over for Austin Peay, but March Madness is still among us, and there is one player that I've been dying to talk about, and that player is Caitlin Clark, the first player ever in the NCAA tournament on the men's or women's side to put up a 40-point triple-double, as she did this in a big Elite Eight matchup against Louisville. And this is a player, I mean, you just watch her game. I mean, a great facilitator, and she can also shoot the three ball as well, as you see right there, just a sidestep three from the top of the key. And that's what she does. She's associated, people call her the Steph Curry of women's basketball, and it's a well-deserved nickname, as she is electrifying to watch. And you see right there, just beautiful passing. That's a part of her game. But Clark and the Iowa Hawkeyes will take on the powerhouse South Carolina squad tonight at 8 o'clock on ESPN, and I'm labeling that as must-see TV. Have you ever run a 4K or a marathon? Well, I personally haven't, but it is something that I would like to do. Pennsylvania resident Keith Tondel, though, he took my goal a few steps higher and decided to run a marathon in all 50 states. CNN has the story.
Keith Tindall loves to run.
Every day the alarm goes off early, you get up, you go out no matter what it's like, you run for a couple hours.
And this past January, the 54-year-old Harleysville resident reached the goal he set out to accomplish more than a decade ago, 50 marathons in all 50 states.
Well, each medal took about 4 hours or a little less, but yeah, overall it was 15 years to earn the whole thing, so yeah, big deal.
It's a journey that has taken him quite literally across the country. And just as each medal is different, so too is each experience, crossing finish lines as the sun shines and as the leaves turn, from the mountains of Montana to the deserts of Arizona and across the Alaskan seas.
Yeah, that's actually been the neatest part about it, is just getting to see this country, all the states, and a lot of them I'd never been to. But yeah, there's flat ones, there's hilly ones, there's high altitude, low altitude. I mean, there's a lot of different challenges.
And 2 months ago, he finished the Maui Oceanfront Marathon in Hawaii with his daughter by his side, state number 50. What was the feeling like when you crossed the finish line in Maui, knowing you completed your goal?
Emotional. Just thinking about it now, it's kind of hard not to get choked up. But yeah, when you put that much work into something for 15 years and your whole family's there, and you know, just to think that I can't believe I did it, you know?
As for his next challenge, this summer, Keith plans on running clear across the state of Pennsylvania, from Lake Erie to Penn's Landing, to raise funds and awareness for Destiny Rescue, a children's charity. How long is that going to take you?
I think I can do it in 30 days.
And how far is it?
460 miles.
And how do you train for something like that?
Just run a lot.
Well, he's got that part down for sure. In Harleysville, Jamie Pody, Channel 6, Action News. I'm gonna have to.
That's going to do it for sports here. Once again, Jamar Perkins, thank you for listening, and stay tuned for more, though, as Ashley and Alan have more news for us here on APSU TV.
Yo, camping buddy. Okay, you guys ready?
Dude, I thought you were driving.
I thought you were driving.
Oh, I never said I was driving. I definitely can't drive.
Okay. If you're high, just don't drive. It's illegal everywhere. If you feel different, you drive different.
After you joined our family, it was like, I really do feel complete now.
You're not going to get it all right. Just make sure you nail the big stuff.
Mama!
Like making sure your kids are in the right seat for their age and size. Get it right at nhtsa.gov/the right seat.
Hey, Bobo, do trees tell each other stories?
I'm sorry. I'm afraid I don't know that.
Hey, why don't we go find out?
Listen.
You will soon see movie crews on the streets of Clarksville. Amazon Studios is planning to film a parade scene from their new movie, Holland, Missouri, here in April. They are looking for Clarksville residents to fill in as extras. The movie, directed by Mimi Cave, is a thriller centered on a woman who suspects her husband is cheating. She enters into an affair on her own before learning of her husband's true dark secret life. Mayor Joe Pitts told Clarksville Now that details on the parade permit are still being worked on.
Veterans from the Fort Campbell Soldier Recovery Unit competed in the Air Force Trials. The Paralympic-style competition includes individual and team adaptive sporting events. The competitions are designed to promote strength and resilience for wounded, ill, and injured service members. Clarksville Online says Fort Campbell SRU soldiers earned a combined 14 medals, competing against more than 100 service members from the United States, Republic of Georgia, and the United Kingdom.
A very special Easter egg hunt for special kids is coming this weekend. The Autism Tennessee Easter egg hunt is Saturday, April 1st from 11 in the morning until 2 in the afternoon at the Vineyard Church. The event will have an egg hunt, games, food, and a chance to win a gift basket. The Easter Bunny may even hop through. The event is free and only individuals on the spectrum and their families are eligible to attend.
Most people who lose their class ring would not expect it to show up 45 years later, but this is exactly what happened to evangelist Don Mathis. Clarksville Now says first-generation Austin Peay graduate Mathis treasured his 1966 class ring until he lost it in the 70s. The ring reappeared when Mike DeVries found the ring in Kansas City using a metal detector. DeVries traced the ring back to Mathis, who received it by mail this month. Mathis is grateful to be reunited with his ring.
When an animal goes extinct, not only can you never see the animal again, but you lose the opportunity to taste one. But the scientists are fixing the latter problem with mammoths. Take a look at this.
Marvel at this prehistoric snack that even Fred Flintstone would love. This is a mammoth meatball. Okay, so maybe that's a stretch. No, real mammoths were used in the creation. They've been extinct for thousands of years. But an Australian startup completed the DNA sequence for a mammoth using the genome from an African elephant. They injected it into a dash of sheep muscle cell and eventually ended up with some lab-grown mammoth meat. Sound delicious? Unfortunately, no taste testing. This morsel of mammoth is headed straight to a museum in the Netherlands to bring attention to cultured meat's potential impact on the planet. Speaking of mammoth, the size of this teen's feet, clocking in at around 23 or 24. But 14-year-old Eric Kilburn, who is 6 foot 10 inches tall, says his super-sized stompers make it impossible to find shoes that fit, a problem that's pained him for years.
It's been painful. To say the least, it's been hellish.
Now athletic brand Under Armour is coming in to assist, meeting with Eric and taking digital scans to begin working on a custom pair of shoes so the teen can do what he loves, playing football.
Better on the field. I'm going to have shoes that I'm comfortable in, no blisters, no ingrown toenails, none of that stuff.
The custom kicks should be ready to go in 6 to 8 weeks. We cap things off with one more set of large loafers. Michigan 4th grader Ruby Lubicheski is the proud owner of these size 11s, a record for her age and gender according to Kids World Records. And she's not done growing, with dreams to someday set the women's record for world's largest feet.
So, probably see me again when I'm like 30, so.
For Take a Look at This, I'm Patrick Cornell.
That's all the time we have for today. Be sure to follow us on Facebook at APSU TV Clarksville and on Instagram at APSU_TV. Thank you for watching your APSU TV News Update, and as always, let's go Peay!